Hello, my name is Matt, and today we're going to be playing The Four Long Snakes Are the Same by Michael Lefkowitz. This puzzle has been out for about 13 days and is about 1,800 solvers so far, but it looked like a fun one, so I'm excited to check it out. Michael Lefkowitz, The Four Long Snakes Are the Same. Let's read the rules. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So this is a Sudoku. Adjacent digits on the snakes differ by at least 5. Okay, so I think this rule is sometimes called the German whisper line rule. Anytime we put a number on a snake, its neighbor needs to be at least 5 from it. So if this was a 6, maybe this could be a 1, maybe this could be a 1. There's a difference of at least 5 between those numbers. And there is one last rule. The 4 long snakes are the same. Starting from the head, they have exactly the same digits in the same order. Okay, so we have a little baby snake. But there are 4 long snakes, and they're all the same length. And they're going to contain the same digits. And now that we understand the rules, let's think about the puzzle a little bit. So I've done a fair number of these puzzles with this German whisper line rule. This snake rule where adjacent digits need to differ by at least 5. And there's at least 2 things that I've learned about those puzzles. The first one is to try to figure out where the 5s go in the puzzle early. Because a 5 can't go on the green lines anywhere. They can't go on the snakes. If I put a 5 here, then there's no other number that I could put next to it that is a difference of 5 or more. Maybe I could put a 0 here, but I can't. I need to use 1 through 9 or a 10. But 5s can't go on the snakes anywhere. So what that would mean is that in this region, for example, where does a 5 need to go? It needs to go here or here. And the reason why that might be interesting is when we get to this region. I need to put a 5 in this region someplace. That 5 can't go down here because we have a 5 in the row already. It needs to go either here or here. I don't know if this was the right spot to start with the 5s, but I found that to be a pretty helpful rule. Maybe like up here, where does a 5 need to go? It can only go in one of these 3. But it looks like we're not actually getting so much help from studying the 5s at the beginning like I thought. The next thing that I know to do when I see a German whisper line is to try to identify where the high and low digits go in the grid. So what's a high digit and what's a low digit? Well, we've already talked about 5. 5 is this number that can't go on the snake anywhere. 5 is like the middle number of the keypad. If I was counting from 1 to 9, 5 would be the middle number. It separates, for me, these low numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, from the high numbers, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the thing about that is that anytime we have, for example, a high number, say this was 9, this would need to be paired with a low number. So we'd start at 9, we'd jump over the 5, and we'd go to like a 4, for example. And then maybe this is 9 again, and then maybe this is 1. But as we start to fill in these lines, what we see is there's this oscillating pattern of high and low numbers. Pick some spot, it's going to have a high or a low number on it. Anything that's next to it needs to be the opposite. So high number, low number, high number, low number, something like that. What that means is that maybe we should use, for example, colors to figure out along these snakes where the high and low numbers are going to go. We won't know which is the high numbers and which is the low numbers yet, but we might learn some things from putting down these colors. So which do I want to start? Which snake do I want to start with? Which snake do I want to start with? I don't know. Maybe this snake. Maybe this snake. There'll be some color, pink, right? That's going to go here, 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 and here, I think. And then some other color, yellow, that's going to go here, 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 and here. What are these colors? They're the locations of the high and low numbers in the future. We don't know whether the pink refers to the high numbers or the low numbers. We don't know whether the yellow refers to the high numbers or low numbers. But as soon as we figure out that like pink is a high number, it's a 7, that's going to tell us what all the low numbers are, where they go. They go in the yellow spots. And I had started with this one. I had started with this one, and I thought to myself, usually that tells us about what goes on the other lines. The thing that I'm now realizing is that the four long snakes are exactly the same. That means if the head of the snake is pink, then it's going to be pink for all of the snakes, right? In fact, I should just be able to do this for all of the snakes right now. Something like this. something like this. What do we say the head is? The head is always that, and then we're going to get these, right? These would be yellow. Right, and now again, we don't know whether the pink is the high numbers or the low numbers, but we know that when we put in a high number in one of the pink cells, that's going to identify all of the pink cells, or a low number in one of the pink cells. It's going to identify all of the cells. Anything with a color we're going to figure out with later, but we know now that we've been able to separate the cells into two groups. Cool. What I now want to do is to look for a spot where we have four, like here, for example. In every row, we're going to have a 5, and then we're going to have 4 low numbers and 4 high numbers, right? And the same is true with regions and columns. I'm going to need 4 low numbers and 4 high numbers to go in this region. We've already used 4 pinks here. That means the remaining, there's going to be a 5 and a pink cell. We don't know which is which. But we know that. I'm really wondering if this baby snake is going to expose everything for us. That'd be kind of fun, because right now I'm just not quite sure how to use it. We're already 6 minutes into the puzzle. All I've really done is put down colors and hopeful locations for future 5s. In this column, what are we missing? We're missing 2 pink cells. That's not very helpful. It's not helpful yet. I guess something that we know is that none of the heads of the snakes can be 4s. I didn't even think about that. Wait a second. Where can the 4s go? Hold on. Every snake has... That's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess they're allowed to repeat, aren't they? I guess the snakes are allowed to repeat. I was thinking about the fact that maybe the head is not allowed to be a 4 anywhere, because this can't be a 4. But really, none of these can be 4s. I'm wondering, can any of the pink cells be a 4? This one, maybe. The last one? You just got to think about it, because we know that the numbers along the snakes are going to be the same. And that is going to tell us something. That's going to tell us something. I'm sure of it. I just have to figure out where I want to start. Where does a 4 need to go in this region? Do I want to use 4 at all? Probably not. Where does like a 9 need to go in? Where does a 4 need to go in this region? I don't know. How about a 6? 6s and 4s are difficult with the German whisper line rule, with the snake rule. Just have to figure it out a little bit. Like, I almost should be working with all of these somehow at the same time. Yeah, I almost should be working with all of these at the same. What I should almost do is just highlight all of the heads of all of the snakes and say none of you can be 4. I mean, that would make you practically anything. You can be a 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, or 9. But the deal is that we also know now that these can't be 4, for example. Like, we're almost 10 minutes into the puzzle. And I'm just sort of realizing, I'm just thinking about how to use the rules. This idea that the snakes have exactly the same ordering, mixed with the German whisper line rule, these snakes differ by at least 5 rule, is actually going to create a lot of like complexity. And I have to figure out how to use that. Where does a 6 have to go here? Let's try this again. Where does a 4 have to go here? A 4 can either go up here or down here. If a 4 can't go on the head of the snake because we know that the head of the snake is not a 4. If this was a 4, then these would need to be 9s. That's not allowed. If this was a 4, then this could be a 9. That would be allowed. But then the question is, does this 4 touch any of the tails of any of the snakes? And the answer is no. It's interesting how the 4 touches none of the tails of the snakes. The tails of the snakes are here, 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 and here, all of which very nicely surround this 4. Which makes me think that 4 would not be a bad... Yeah, no, it needs to be 4, doesn't it? If this was any other number on the tail of the snake, then it would prevent anything from going in here. All of the tails of the snakes need to be 4s. Definitely. You are absolutely definitely 4s. And if you are absolutely definitely 4s, then you are paired with absolute definite 9s. You are absolutely definitely a 9, and so are you, and so are you, and so are you, and so are you. And we've learned a lot. That was interesting. I liked that. I liked the fact that the tail of the snakes, they just surround this internal 4, and that is what allows us to identify them. So the tail of the snake is definitely a 4. Now, because of our colors, we know what the high and the low digits are. If you're on a pink cell, then you must be the numbers 1, 2, or 3 in the first bit of the snake. So you guys are definitely you can only be 1, 2, or 3 if you're within the first 3 pink cells of a snake. 1, 2, or 3, definitely. You, and you. You guys are 1, 2, and 3, and then so are you 1, 2, and 3. You are 1, 2, and 3. Interesting. The pink cells are definitely our low cells. I want to know, is it possible for this remaining cell, this one, to be a 4? It's not. This one also needs to only be a 1, 2, or 3. This one can only be a 1, 2, or 3, this remaining cell on the snake. 1, 2, or 3. And you're also 1, 2, or 3. Now let's look. I wonder if there's any of these where I don't know. No, I don't see anything. Where does a 6 have to go in this region? Well, a 6 can't go here or here. It could go here. Could it go here? Could a 6 go there? If a 6 could go there, then we would need the third yellow along every snake to accommodate a 6. So that would be you. Could you accommodate a 6? You could. 1, 2, 3. Can you accommodate a 6? You also can. Can you accommodate a 6? You can. And then 1, 2, 3. Can you accommodate a 6? You can as well. Huh. We have some 4s. Does it make any sense to try to figure out where remaining 4s go? Maybe it does. A 4 needs to go in this region someplace. It can't go here or here. It can't go on the head of this snake because that would force this to be a 9. You must be our remaining 4. And if you are our remaining 4, we need a 4 up here, then you must be a 4. If we need a 4 here, you must be a 4. If we need a 4 here, you must be a 4. Is that it? Okay. Okay, now we have all of our 4s. What is the other number we were able to place? 9s. Can we place the remaining 9? Well, we need a 9 in this region. It's not allowed to go in these columns. You must be a 9, and then you must be a 5. Okay, we need a 9 in this region. That 9 needs to go up here. We need a 9... We need a 9 in this region? No, let's not do that region. Let's do this region. We need a 9 in this region. You need to be a 9 so that you can be a 5. And now we need a 9 in this region. Or something. We need a 9 in this region or something. You need to be a 9. And now where is our last 9 going to go? It's going to go in the center. It's going to go here. You are our remaining 9. We have some 9s down. We have some 4s down. We have some 5s down. It'd be nice to have more 5s down if we could swing that. But maybe we can't. Maybe we can't swing that. I don't know yet. We know where all of the 9s go. We know where all of the 4s go. We know that digits along the snake are the same for all snakes. Okay. But that tells us things like none of the yellow cells on a snake can be a 9 except for the last one. None of the yellow cells along a snake can be the 9 except for the last one. Well, actually, we know where all of our 9s go, so it's not going to help us. But this is good. I wonder now, like a 6, where can a 6 go here? It can't go on this cell. It can't go on this cell. The remaining, the 6 needs to go here or here. Is that right? 6 can't go here, we'd have a contradiction. 6 can't go here, we'd have a contradiction. The remaining 6 needs to go here or here. I wonder if that tells us that a 6 can't go on any of the snakes. Because this is a snake now. I guess you could be a 6. You could be a 6 and have 2 1s as your friend. But then, would we get into any trouble with that? No, I don't think we would. I think this is allowed to be a 6. How long are these snakes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The snakes are of length 9, but they're not allowed to have a 5 on any of them. That means that at least one digit along the snakes is going to repeat. And by the way, I think we know what that digit is going to be. It's going to be a 1, 2, or 3, since these definitely appear on the snakes multiple times. Interesting. I wish there was more we could do at this moment, and there definitely is. Should I take all of the 9s and make them yellow? Should I take all of the 4s and make them pink just for like a little bit of consistency, or is that going to screw me up later? I'm not quite sure. We need a 5 in this column someplace. 5 can either go on the top or the bottom. We need an additional low number in this column someplace. That low number is going to be a 1, 2, or a 3. I don't see any real problems with that. And then we need one high number. I have some feeling that the number that should go on the head of the snake is 3, and I want to understand why that is. But the deal is that, like, if the number on the head of the snake was a 1, so like where is a 6 going to go in this region? There's only one spot for a 6. It can only go here. Okay, you must be a 6, and now you must be 1s. Okay. And now I think that tells us a lot. The third yellow cell along any snake needs to be a 6, right? And that 6 needs to connect to 1s, right? That tells us a lot. 1, 2, 3. You're definitely a 6. You definitely connect to 1s. So now we have, where's our last 6? Our last 6 goes here. 6 that connects to 2 1s. And we've really, really badly muddied up everything for us, and we're going to need to go and remove a bunch of red numbers, but I think that's all right. I think that's all right. 1. And now we can do this, right? So if there's definitely a 2 and a 3 here, then the number that is separated from them, you've got to be an 8 so that you can be a 7. Now, the two numbers are definitely 8 and 7. 8 and 7 along the snakes. We've almost filled in all of the big snakes, and then 8 and then 7. And I think it's going to be the same thing with everything, which is, in order for this to work, you need to be a 2, you need to be a 3. The head of the snake is now always a 3, and now the remaining one on the inside is 2, and we are just going to clean this up now, I think. I think we still have this one little baby snake, which is adorable and which needs to get filled in, but I think we're not in a bad spot. So, like, what's missing in this row? It's a 6. What else is missing in this row? It's a 7. That 7 needs to go here. Yes, right? Where does the 6 need to go in this region? It needs to go there. Where does a 3 need to go in this region? Do we have anything about 3s? We don't yet. One of you two needs to be a 3. One of you two needs to be a 5 also, right? In this region, the two numbers that we're missing are 2 and 7. Both of those seem allowed. In this region, which I should have got to earlier, the only number that is missing is 6. You must be a 6. Excuse me. The only number that's missing is 5, not 6. That almost caused a panic attack. 1, 2, we're missing a 3 in one of these two. One of you two must be a 3. The other one that we're missing is an 8. One of you two must be an 8. Slow progress. In this row, we're missing a 1. Definitely that 1 needs to go here. The other number that we're missing is, we'll figure out in a second after we fill in the next. 1, 2, 3 is what we're missing. If this is a 3, 3 is not what we're missing. What are we missing? What are we missing? Is it not a 3? Hold on, is this not a 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, it's a 3 and an 8 is what's missing in this row. No, it's a 1 and an 8. That 1 would need to go here, so that what could go here is an 8. This is just, that was nonsense. All right, so you need to be a 3. Now I'm trying to not look at my keyboard and hit the numbers correctly at the same time. This is going to be a disaster, but we've got 5, we've got 3, and we've filled in some stuff. What are the two numbers that go up here? It's 2 and 5, right? There's only one spot for the 2 to go. There's only one spot for the 5 to go. What about you? Now we've got almost complete columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got to be an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the missing number. You've got to be a 5. And now also remaining in this row, we have two numbers. Those numbers are going to be 3, which can only go in one spot, and 6, which can probably only go in the other spot. So you're definitely a 6, and you are definitely a 3. Now let's do this column maybe. So the numbers that are missing in this column are 2 and 2 and 7, it looks like. 7 is the remaining one, although not too much help there. If this was a 7, this would need to be a 1 or a 2. That's not allowed, so you need to be a 2 so that you can be a 7. Now you're only allowed to be a 7, an 8, or a 9. You need to be an 8 in this row. We're just going to clean this whole thing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That 5 needs to go here so that the 6 can go here. In this, we're missing a 3. That 3 can only go here. We're missing a 5, which can only go here, and we're missing a 7, which can only go here. Now, you two, what are you missing? You're missing a 2 and a 3. Looks like our mind is made up as to where those are going to go. Looks like you need to be a 7. Looks like you need to be a 2. In this column, we're missing, oh geez, the colors are getting in my way, an 8. In this column, we're missing a, what are we missing, a 7, right? And now there's only 2 squares left in this whole thing. Let's fill them in quickly. What is missing? Why can't I see what's missing? 1, a 2 is missing, and then the last thing that is missing here is a 5. 5 is our magical mystery number. We solved the puzzle in 22 minutes and 52 seconds. 22 minutes and 52 seconds. But that was fun. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, I'm going to give this puzzle a like, and I'll include the link below if you would like to play this or some other puzzles on Sudoku Pad. This one is called The 4 Long Snakes Are the Same by Michael Lefkowitz, and I had fun playing it. With that, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.